Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel M1 Scooters Life. I hope you're enjoying this rebuild of this Lambretta engine. Today we're going to be doing the timing and finding top dead centre. It's quite easy to find top dead centre. This has already been lapped in, so it actually fits, but I'm looking at the position of where the factory marks are there. If I put a pen mark on it so you can see, that's basically where the center part firing is. I think it's there, so as you're looking at it towards the left. So apparently some of these have been marked by hand. I've just done that by eye, and that to me seems more in the position that it should be. I don't know if that will rub off. Yes, it has. So if I mark it where I believe the centre is, and we'll see if we can time this engine up. Right, what we're going to do is stick the flywheel on like so, and then what we'll be doing is turning it around to find top dead centre on the piston. That's the dead zone, so that would be top dead centre. When you're moving the piston around, it's got like a latent part before it comes back again, and you know by looking at it that that's in its position. And I've already marked up here, so I'm actually out. This is where you've got to be careful. So to the left of that with this arrow is the mark, and then I'm going to do it to 17 degrees before top dead centre. There's my lid. So if I now put that mark on there, what we can do is get a hammer and just put a little dink in there. With a screwdriver. So that's our top dead centre. What I'm going to do now is take off the flywheel. I've got quite a nice little Indian all-in-one removal tool, which I must admit I'm coming quite fond of, because it does work very, very easily. And just screw that in. You can hold it with a spanner there. There you go. Look how easy that was coming off. Brilliant. So what we need now is our 360 degree compass, protractor, whatever. Timing disc. We'll call it a timing disc. One of these beasties. And I've covered the people that made it, or sold it anyway, the retail people. And remember, it's a backwards thread. This always seems, I can do it by hand, but it's a right pain. So I'll just so what I want is where that's got top on it, get in a bit closer, that arrow there needs to go on our mark. Which it is at the moment, so I'll just lock it off there. And then we'll spin the engine around. Quite, you know, when you do this, it's quite a dead spot. That's coming up, coming up, coming up. That's the dead spot on top dead centre. Can nearly turn over the whole lot with I've got the cylinder head off just to show you how to do it, but That's gone in. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that mark there. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to set it to 17. So that's 20, 19, 18, 17 is just on the left hand edge of there. So if I now get my trusted screwdriver again, and that's my 17 mark. So if we get a pen, what they tell you to do is put a mark either side, and maybe put white Tipex or something like that in the middle. Right, so what we can do now is take off our top dead centre tool. I'll probably have to do is just hold that piston with my finger. Yeah, it's already loosening off. It gets to about midpoint and it comes hard for some reason. Brand new bolt and nut, I should say. Right, what we need to do now is put our stator plate in. It's a brand new stator plate. The cables are exceptionally long on it for some reason. So we poke that through the hole, our cables. Turn that around a bit so I can see it a bit better. I'm just moving you across a bit, so continue to pull the cables out. The reason I'm done what I've done there, we don't want to catch the cables on the lip there, because it's very easy to bottom out your electronic ignition. And I'm going to start, knowing Indian stator plates like I do, I mean, you can slightly drill and move it if you've not got enough space, but let me just get some screws. One. I'll just put one in for the moment. Sorry, I don't want that one there. I'll show you why in a sec. I'll use my trusted Lambretta screwdriver. These are Vespa screws with wavy washers on them, and the reason why I use them is because they've got a very low flat profile, and they're also very good for their tensile strength. They use them on their mud guards on PXs. I just happen to have quite a few of them, so where you're putting a bolt, I'll show you in a sec what you're risking if you need half bolts basically. What happens is they rub on here. These don't, or shouldn't do. And I'm looking for one last screw. There it is. We're not overly worried about over tightening it at the moment. Just pinch it up nice. I just want to make sure that it's as far around as it can go, because I've got a feeling that there'll be something wrong with the trying to time this engine, trying to get that to line up on the flywheel. So what we're trying to do is the center point of these two magnets, you've got a plus and a minus, and when it goes through the K2 in that position is when it fires, because if you think of it, the flywheel's going that way. Let me get that cable out of the way. The flywheel's coming around this way, so it needs to fire on that edge as it just touches. So there is a slight delay before electronics will kick in, and that's the best way I can explain it, where the marks are. You know, I did my own mark, which is slightly more round. In an ideal world, this will be too far and we have to turn it back slightly because it's not ideal to be fully on, but it is an Indian flywheel, so God only knows. So at the moment we don't even need to tighten it up. What we can do is bring that back to 17 degrees. Believe it or not, that is absolutely bang on. I can't believe that. So there's my mark, and there's the mark on the K2 triggering point. There's our arrow for top dead center, moved to 17 degrees, which is bang on. I couldn't get that better if I tried, to be honest. I am absolutely over the moon with that. So I'm going to pull the flywheel off with my trusted tool again. Useless plastic gloves that you can't feel anything with, so just stick that back on again, pull the flywheel off, and we'll tighten that stator down. In fact, I can pull it off. There you go, because I've not bolted it down, so maybe not. Push it on the end of the crankshaft. There we go. I'm not going to go. No. Shows you how strong these magnets are. Wow, I'm absolutely amazed with that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to get the impact driver, and I'm not going mad on this, but what I'm going to do is just give it a tap. I'm just looking at that. That should be fine. Maybe a squarer one. Yeah, that's better. Take out this. It won't move as it is anyway, but we'll just stick that in there, turn it, and just give it one slap, and say I'm not going mad on this. And another tap. I mean, you can, yeah, I can tighten them by hand anyway, and maybe they're not tight enough yet. Yeah, that's moving still. That'll do. Right, that stator's not moving until somebody comes along and moves it. I got lucky there because I didn't think that would time up. And if I stick that impact driver back, what I always do is make sure everything in here is tidy and clean. You don't want no metal filings, no dust, dirt, anything you can get off of there now will be to your benefit in the long run. And I've got a bit of dust inside here, believe it or not, but it has been sat for a few days while I've been waiting for parts to turn up. So right, if we get our flywheel now, and it's round that way. I'm not quite in line. You do want this in line, by the way, or your time is going to be a million miles out. Right, stick it there for a sec. There we are, we're in line. And if we turn it around again, that way round. That's top dead centre, and that's back to the 17 degrees, about there by eye, and my mark is absolutely perfect. So we've got a washer now, and used once for this engine anyway. So, and what we're going to do is we're going to torque this up to 50 pounds per square inch. I know this is not a torque wrench, but I'm doing the donkey work with the wrench. Right, so I need that socket, and where's the holder? Basically what I'm going to do is put the holder, flywheel holder in. Never try and do these by putting screwdrivers in between these fan blades, because you'll break them, and then you'll knock out all the alignment. So let's get that back up out of the way. So we've got our holding tool, 2-prong for this case, in on there. I won't do this on camera because it's just a waste of time. I'm just looking for my torque wrench at the moment, which is down there. And bear in mind it's a left-hand thread. Tools in the way. Which is undoing. Right, give us 2 seconds to just put this on. You get the idea though, that goes on and holds. What I use is that part there to hold it, pardon me, and then we'll just tighten that to 55 pounds or 50. I'm going to set it to 50. Right, I've just tightened up the flywheel. I'm quite happy with that, it's rotating good. Dirty on there, but all we need to do now is put our cylinder head back on again, tighten up. 16 pounds will be fine enough. 15-16 pounds on the cylinder head. Again, we need a 1/2 inch to 3/4